Hello and welcome to this month of July 2018. Welcome to the Find Your Why Foundation's tools, tips and techniques. And this month I've got a fabulous tool to connect you to that you already know, like, love and trust, I think. I certainly do. And what I'm going to share with you today are some really cool tips and techniques on how to use this tool that you already know to expand your business if you've got a business, to find ways to generate more income if you'd like to generate more income, and also to find a way to really help to build your confidence. And am I making you a little bit intrigued about what I'm talking about? I hope so. So what I'm talking about are, I'm going to give you lots of really good techniques and tips to use this tool, as I say, to grow your business, to grow your confidence. If you don't have a business, to find another way to make some income for yourself. Because I tell you what, if you are working for somebody else, then you are working on their why. That's what businesses are built about. They're built around somebody's why. And so if you're not yet currently working on your why, this tool is an amazing way for you to really connect to yourself and to begin to share who you are. And then you can really discover the fine nuances and understand much more deeply what your why is. What's this tool? Has anybody guessed yet? It's one of my favourites. It's YouTube. Yay! And why are we going to talk about YouTube? Well, I think when you talk about YouTube, understanding that how to use it, the first thing I'm going to share, or the main part of what I'm going to share, is about how to create a YouTube channel and why. Why would you create a YouTube channel? Why would you do that? I mean, you've got enough to do already, right? You're already busy and you've got hardly any time, right? And YouTube is already full of amazing people. So who's going to want to look at you, right? It's a good job I don't think that, because I wouldn't be here doing this right now for you. But what I want you to really understand is that video is absolutely the way forward in all trends, in all areas of life, and specifically in business as well, because it's increasing in popularity all the time. And would you agree that it's much easier to watch a video, or if you can't see it, to listen to what's being said? And it's a more accessible way to share information than, for example, a blog where it's just text. I have to be honest, I'm a bit of a split when it comes to text, because if you ask me to produce text, I usually go a little bit, I get stuck down my own little rabbit hole and I produce too much. But when you ask me to read text, if you send me a lot of dense text, I can't read it. I get quite scared. I'm a bit dyslexic when it comes to reading, and not particularly when it comes to writing. I'm just a bad speller. Does that classify as dyslexic? Probably it does. But when it comes to reading, I've got a real block. So if I've got a book I want to read, I usually have the audio book as well. And if I've got the opportunity to watch a video about what I want to understand and learn, then that's me. That I'm absolutely sorted. I love video. Anyway, let's get on. So why will you want to use YouTube? Well, as you know, in the Find Your Why Foundation, we've got our 10 million mission. Now, the 10 million mission is that we would like to be able to help and guide 10 million disheartened souls from, why me? Why does it always happen to me? To, why not? Why not me? Why not? Why should I not have access to everything that I need to give me a great life, to be happy with my life, to be satisfied with my life? That's our mission. It's a bit more complicatedly stated there than it actually is, but hey ho, that's what I do. So with YouTube, there are over 1 billion users, not viewers, users. So over 1 billion people post video on YouTube. That means there are much more than 1 billion viewers. So with 1 billion, that's already 100 times our 10 million mission, because 100 times 10 million is 1 billion if you're an American. If you're English, it's different, but let's not go there. we'd have a lot more to deal with. But anyway, the 1 billion from an American perspective means that's 100 times the audience that we already have stated we'd like to connect to with our 10 million. So if we got everyone on YouTube who's creating content to view one of our videos, we're already getting close to, as long as they get impressed by, and as long as they understand how they can get from why me to why not me. It's as likely that I can do this. It's how can I get the life that I want and love. So, and the other thing that's really strikes massive chords with business people is that YouTube has, in the last 2 years, has doubled the number of YouTube channels that are earning over $1 million in a year. Did you hear that? So in the last 2 years, it's doubled the number of YouTube users who are earning over $1 million in a year. So, is that enough to get you excited about learning how to create and how to use your YouTube channel? Because that's the why, right? The why is get in front of people, share your message, and use the tools and technologies that are available to us today to help you to do that. Okay, so let me just run through a list of some of the reasons why video is so important, more whys about video. Well, video is more intimate. So you can see as I'm looking at you now, if you're looking at me at the screen, can you see that I'm actually looking at you? I'm actually talking to you. So it's much more intimate than you reading something I've written, or you watching, I don't know, maybe an animation that I've created, or hearing about me. So there's all these other mediums, or just listening to my voice on an audio. We've got all of these mediums to share information, but YouTube gives us this opportunity to use video, which is so much more intimate. And by intimate, I mean it makes a stronger connection, a quicker connection, and a deeper connection. And hey, we all want a bit more connection, don't we? I think that's it's an epidemic on the planet, is lack of connection, is disconnection. So, what other reasons why you would use video is because you can attract a new audience, because there are already loads of YouTube junkies out there, right? YouTube junkie viewers. It's almost like their full-time job is to watch YouTube, but what they do brilliantly is when they find something that's interesting to them, they share it, they recommend it. So suddenly, if you get a YouTube junkie spot you on video and they see you doing something that they love and they start to recommend you, and those recommendations will appear here, I think. Those recommendations will appear here as recommended videos. And you know, when you're watching a video, you can't help but have your eyes glance over, can you? And see what the recommendations are like. And then you follow what I'm going to talk to you about in a moment. And I'm going to help you to understand how to capture people's eyes so that when your video comes up as a recommended video, the likelihood of people clicking on that increases exponentially. Loads of people listen to the recommendations of these junkies because they've got, they're good at spotting the wheat from the chaff, if you like, or that one tree in the whole forest. So, there are those 1 billion trees in the forest, and these junkies go out, and when they find one tree that they love, they share it with everybody. So you could be that tree. And then, so that then can create like a ripple effect from recommendations. But that ripple effect, if people start going to your YouTube channel, I'm going to show you in a minute how you can use your YouTube channel as the doorway into your social media accounts, into your website. So it's a doorway back to you. Great, isn't it? And also the other great thing about YouTube, and this is something that Cheryl and I are working on at the moment, it's about testing. When you're doing stuff online, you have to keep testing to make sure it works. Now, I know a lot about this. I worked in IT for nearly 25 years. And so during those 25 years, for the last 10 years, maybe a bit more, I was involved in testing. It all began around the year 2000, the Y2K bug. That was a load of baloney. But it was great for me because it earned me loads of money. Testing is really important so that you can find what works. If things aren't working, you need to know quite quickly. But if things are working, it's really important that you know what is working so that you can use that to magnify what you do to make things work even better, right? Well, YouTube is cool for that. Because if you start putting different videos out there with different titles, different looks, different memes, different sounds, different animations, you can see immediately you can see how many people are watching it, how long they watch it for. You can even see if there's a point at which a lot of people switch off. It's just gold dust when it comes to a testing platform. And then on top of the ability to do testing, what you've also got is this ability to be search engine optimized. What does that even mean? SEO, what does it even mean? So for those of you who don't know, because I know that there are a lot of you who do know, but if you don't know what SEO means, it means that when you type something in Google, or if somebody like me was to type something in Google, and what I was typing into Google was related to your business, then you would come up on the first page. So I would see you and I would click on you, and I may then be able to do business with you just because I'm interested in something that's connected to an aspect of your business. So search engine optimization, obviously with Google, it's crucial. But did you know that Google own YouTube? Did you know that? Some people don't know that, but they do. And did you also know that Google is the top search engine? I mean, even my mum, who text messages were always in capitals, and that we knew that that was as much as she could cope with. Even my mum, bless her, when she was alive, even she would say occasionally, just Google it. She didn't know what it meant, but she knew it was a place to go to find information. Well, Google is the top, obviously, of the information providers online. But YouTube, I think it's the second. Now, if there's anybody out there who's really big on the stats of SEO, you can tell me if I'm wrong. But I've got a feeling that YouTube is used by people to search for things, to search for stuff, to search for topics, to search for subject information. So if you can get yourself ranked, or if you can get YouTube to know what you do and to know how you can help other people or what information you've got to share with other people, then YouTube is going to start showing you to the people who are searching for things online. And not only that, but Google will start showing you as well, because Google loves people to either stick around Google or to stick around YouTube. They love that. So if you can get in there with the big boys, then that is going to massively impact the possibilities for you to get out there. The other thing about videos as well is because it's not just about the video content. You can create a video, like I'm doing this video now, and I'm thinking I've actually come up with a few really cool ideas while I've been speaking. So I can get this video transcribed, and that content, that transcribed, that text content can become a blog. I can find if I've done any really cool quotes. I can do tweetable quotes. I can see if there's any little snapshots, like the video of those quotes or me doing something particularly daft. And I can use those to make little mini videos for Instagram, Snapchat likes little videos, so anywhere where they're like little small video shots. And also I can copy this over to Facebook as a video. I can create a post about it on Facebook. So there's loads of different ways for me to share just the content of this one video now that I'm making. And I mean, I've got a list of points that I'm trying to stick to, trying being the operative word, because I've expanded my list already. I've got a list of points that I want to stick to, so I know what the basic content is, but actually more gems begin when you start to get into flow. And that's another thing about video that's really cool, is it actually starts to build your confidence, because the first time you'll make a video, you'll be stiff, you'll be wooden, you'll be searching around in your head for what you were trying to say, or you'll be doing something like this and you'll be reading off the screen as you're speaking to the video. That's okay. That's how everybody starts. Everybody. And if you don't admit that that's how you started, either you've got dementia or you're a liar. Anyway, so it helps to build your confidence, because I use it a lot. I've got a business called Stage Fright Away as well, and I help people to clear their nervousness and the stress and the anxiety and the panic about speaking in public or being on video. And I help you to build confidence, I help you to build clarity, I help you to be more, full of conviction, so that you know that your powerful message comes across with its power. And one of the ways that I do that is by videoing people. And watching back your own videos can be a massive trauma. So raise your hand if watching a video is traumatic to you, if you're on it and you're speaking. I shouldn't do that actually, because I don't do it anymore. I actually really enjoy watching my videos because I allow myself to free flow on video. I come up with all these gems, and when I listen back to it, especially if I listen back to it in maybe a year's time or something, I'm like, wow, do you know what? I'm actually really good at this, and I'm interesting, and I'm engaged. I mean, if I can say that I'm interesting and I can say that I think I'm engaging, what do other people think? So how can that not boost your confidence? Because it's not done in a narcissistic way. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm in denial of my narcissism. It's not really done in a narcissistic way for me. It's done in a way that I'm prepared to be vulnerable. So I'm prepared to make mistakes. I'm prepared to be a bit silly, because I quite like being silly. For those of you who know me, you will know my why is to have fun. To have fun, to find joy, and to share and spread that shit around because it's good stuff. So for me, being able to just have fun on video, it took me a while. You know, if you see some of my early ones, you'll see I was very, very serious. I was trying to be all very, very, very serious. And it's not me. Anybody who knows me knows that I get silly really quickly. I'm very sincere about my subjects, and I'm very knowledgeable about my subjects. One of my responses to my own individual trauma and my core wound is that I actually really want to relate and be related to. And so for me, it's like video is just a blessing for me, because as I say, now it helps me to build my own confidence, to see myself, to get to know myself even more. And as you all know, the A of the aim to find your why is awareness. So cool, video is a really brilliant way for you to improve your awareness, your self-awareness. Right, I need to go back to my list because I know that I'm way off. So where's my list? Okay, so I've talked about sharing videos, extra income. Oh, there we go. Ba-ching! To put some dollar signs inside my fingers. Oh. So, extra income. So there's a thing called AdSense. You know, when ads pop up in front of you all the time, because they pop up because they've followed you around, capturing little bits of information from here and there. They even listen to your voice. There's all sorts of ways that Big Brother collects information about you. Google is part of Big Brother. And they collect information about you, and then they throw adverts in your face that are related to topics and subjects that you believe are important, or that you talk about, or that you search for online. So AdSense is trying to make sense of your behaviour so that they can show you adverts that are relevant to you. So obviously YouTube is brilliant because it helps you to get your message out there. Now the content, I'll share that in a minute. How you tell YouTube what's in your video, because they're not listening to everything and they can't understand a Scouse accent as well as they think they can. So I'm going to slip a few things in maybe that they might not understand. Anyway, I'll talk about that later, how YouTube understands what I'm talking about. So AdSense, usually people who advertise, they spend a lot trying to get into the right stream of information. So if you keep talking about cat food and I'm Whiskers, I know I'm in. But I have to pay quite a lot as Whiskers and to tag cat food as my keyword. But what's happening now is if you go viral and you have an ad account and you even spend a little bit on advertising, YouTube really helps you. It really helps you. If you've got a video that does go viral, you're in. You're absolutely in. And once you go viral, or once you become to get really popular, then you'll find you get invitations from other big businesses to sponsor their stuff or sponsor their services. And so that's another way of generating income as well, is through sponsorship. So there's, what are the other thing? Oh, the other thing as well is to showcase. Do you know, have you ever Googled yourself, or have you YouTubed yourself? Try it. Not right now. Do it later. But what is it that people see when they Google you or they YouTube you? So obviously if you've got YouTube content and it's got your name on it, that's what people are going to see. So it's a really brilliant way for you to control what is online, what is about you, so that if people start stalking you online, that you know what they're finding. And you can manipulate what they're finding, not for the negative, but for the positive, because you want people to know what positive qualities you've got, right? So share your positive qualities on videos, and you can use all the information I'm going to share with you in a minute to make sure everybody knows they can find you. I want to get through this quick because I've got loads of really good content, and I wanted to make this a quick video, and I've already been going on for ages. So let me see, where are we? So the last part I want to talk about is your creativity. So if you are putting content out there and you're doing it deliberately and you're doing it in a way that you're sharing your message, let's get creative about it. Because when you do something in a creative way, when you really show your personality, not only your intelligence and your brilliance of your subject matter, but if you bring creativity into the mix and it makes it more engaging, it makes it more interesting, and it's likely to go viral when you've got that lovely combination of creativity and fabulous content. And so you can see I'm reading, can't you, when I go down? So getting creative so that your creativity comes through alongside your message. You can do that by building visual stories. So you're getting a story, the beginning of the story from me right now. And I'm going to change the medium I'm using. So at the moment I'm doing face to camera. And you're just seeing me talk and you're seeing all my gestures and you're picking up a bit more on the energy of me, because we pick up loads of non-verbal cues. When we can see people, that's why video is more intimate, because it's streaming loads more information than just the sound of my voice. Okay? And so you can use that to mesmerize your audience. And obviously, if you're creating videos, mesmerizing your audience is key. And if you're going to go viral, is absolutely necessary. You must learn how to mesmerize your audience. Now, I've been doing a little bit of research today just to get a few little tips and hints on how to be mesmerizing. And I'm only going to give you one YouTube user that is, I just started to watch him and he is absolutely brilliant. And I've got to read this because I'll get it wrong because it's a bit daft. It is PewDiePie. PewDiePie, PewDiePie. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Mesmerising, funny. I haven't actually seen him do anything clever yet. That's not true. Actually, he does loads of really clever things. But he's all, okay, I've just realised what it is. I didn't really get his why, but I do know his why. His why is to get viewers and YouTube watchers. And he's in the millions. I mean, 10 million views on a video that he put out yesterday or something. So, how would you like 10 million viewers looking at the video that you put out yesterday? Something that you're really proud of, something that you're really creative in, something that you're able to share from your heart and from your head. So it's got great content. It's going to really help people and they're going to enjoy watching it. And then they're going to even engage with you further. So they might type in some comments. They might connect to your YouTube channel. They might go on Twitter and talk about you. They might Instagram a bit of you. They might come and do some business with you. That sounds good, doesn't it? So let's get on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the 4 key areas that you need to understand when you're building your YouTube channel.